beginning to end here in the metro Memphis area. Some snowflakes still falling in North Mississippi, but over the next few hours, we're really going to start to see things really slowing down, which is great because we've collected a lot of snowfall here. Here's a look at some snow reports for you. Horn Lake, Mississippi, the winner with 7.6 inches of snow. Eads, 7.3, 6.5 inches of snow in Mount Pleasant. So it's been a very, very snowy day, and the snow will be continuing, but those roadways are definitely taking a major hit right now, especially until we start to see some things really clearing out, especially once those plows hit the roadways. Hey, very important information here. The city of Memphis and Shelby County are officially under a state of emergency, along with the state of Mississippi. Officials are urging people to stay off the roads, and you can see why this afternoon. It could be dangerous driving in that snow, especially on roads that have not been cleared. ABC's 24's Stephen Pimpo is near the I-40-240 flyover to give us a look at the interstate. Stephen, what are you seeing out there?
Danielle, well, I am out here. We're seeing lots of snow. We're seeing lots of cars going by, some slowly, some not so slowly. If you look at the roads right now here, talking with TDOT just minutes ago, they said that depending on where you are and the quantity of traffic that certain roads get, it's going to vary on what kind of snow you're seeing, or on what kind of road conditions you're seeing, rather. Now, like at I-55 and Crump near the I-55 bridge, you're seeing lanes of traffic getting by in each direction. But now coming back out here on I-40, you're seeing this packed in layer of snow and ice, and TDOT crews say they are working as fast as they can to salt and clear these away, because tonight we're gonna get that refreeze. Talking with RDOT, they're concerned about that refreeze as well, and trying to get away as much of this hard packed in layer of snow and ice that we're seeing on roads right now. Now, RDOT says they have several hundred crews in their region going about clearing roads. TDOT says they have 75 to 100 folks out constantly around the clock. That's snow plows. That is vehicle response trucks, just like you're seeing this one right now, checking along folks, making sure they're not stranded. And we will keep you updated about their activities throughout the day. Reporting here live on I-40, I'm Stephen Pimpo.
All right, Stephen, stay safe out there. It's definitely very, very busy and a lot of emergency trucks on that roadway. Hey, check out this video from one of our producers here at ABC 24 on her ride to work from Byhalia, Mississippi to our studio in Northeast Memphis. I want to see all of your photos and videos. You can see it was a doozy, and she drives a Jeep, so definitely seeing some big impacts. Hey, we're going to continue this coverage on our live stream right now, but we will return you to regularly scheduled programming if you aren't on ABC 24, but you can keep it right here on our live stream or on our Roku and Fire TV app. We'll have a little bit more information for you. Are continuing to cover this snowfall here and the different things that are happening. Memphis city leaders and MLGW want you to be aware of the conditions. Leaders from both companies, MATA and the Hospitality Hub, will hold a news conference today at 3:30, and we'll have a crew there, and you can count on us to bring you the latest details. And that's going to be a very, very important news conference, because we're going to start to hear a little bit more about those road conditions and what their plans are to continue covering those roads and making sure that they are very clean here in the city, because that is very important. But let's take a look out at some of what we are covering weather-wise, because that's very, very important. Here's a look at our current temperatures. It's 13 degrees here in the metro Memphis area, 14 in Dyersburg, plenty of cloud cover out there, and that's going to remain the case throughout the next few hours. The good news is we're going to really start to see the snow slacking up. Here's a look at our wind chill. What does it feel like outside? It feels like -1 here in Memphis. That is hard to believe. We went from seeing temperatures near 60 degrees earlier this week to now being very, very cold and being in this Arctic blast. The snow's outside. It definitely does not feel like the Mid-South, and we're going to start to see things kind of staying at this pace. In fact, as you take a look at the rest of today, the cloud cover will continue to be thick. There's definitely going to be some snow falling around 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon. And as we get into the evening hours, we're going to start to see things really slowing down, which is great news. Not looking at really big impacts as far as snow is concerned for the rest of this evening. We are taking taking a look at the wind chill, because that is very, very important. What does it feel like outside? That's what causes all of the things that we're talking about with being safe outdoors. It could feel like 3 degrees through most of the day today. It's definitely very cold out there. As we time out what you can expect for over the next few hours, we're not really seeing a lot of impacts. The snow that's falling in North Mississippi right now really going to wrap up around 5 p.m. The cloud cover is going to be staying consistent, though. Our temperatures are going to continue to stay very, very cold through the rest of tonight. This is a great time to go ahead and download our app. You can text app to 901-321-7520. We will send you notifications on anything that you need to know. If there's been any updates as far as the city is concerned, those road closures, warming centers, anything like that, that app is the best way for you to get that information. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast, because I know you're curious. What can we expect through the next few days? It's very important that you know today and tomorrow still dangerously cold. Even as we get into Wednesday, your temperatures are only going to be around 29 degrees. It will be Thursday before we get above freezing. And unfortunately, we're looking at another possible wintry mix for Thursday. It's something that we have our eye on here at ABC 24. We're the most accurate weather team. We want to make sure that you know exactly what to expect. That cold front is going to drop our temperatures again back into the 20s as we head into Friday and Saturday, maybe getting above freezing again finally for Sunday. We all know that you want to go outside, enjoy the snow, enjoy something that we don't usually get here in the Mid-South. And we want you to. We want you to do it very safely. So you got to remember how to dress for that cold weather. If it's chilly outside, you have to make sure that you're dressed in layers. We're talking about extremely cold weather. So you definitely want to make sure that you have on that warm hat, a face mask, gloves, 3 layers, an outer layer, all of these things, boots, thick socks. But here's the thing, if you run hot, don't start sweating. You don't want to be sweating underneath all of that and be very, very cold. But it's very important that you are prepared for that cold weather. I know the kids want to go out, make snowmen, snow angels. This is a good time for you to look and see how long they can be out in the snow. Toddlers, around 20 to 30 minutes, and that's really kind of the end time for them to go inside, warm up, and maybe go back out a little bit later. 5 years and older, you can stay out there for 45 to 60 minutes. It's always fun to be in the snow, but like I said, we want to make sure that you are doing it safely. And so here are some things that you should look for, especially in adults, for hypothermia. Make sure if you are shivering, go inside. Your hands are fumbling, slurred speech, drowsiness, memory loss, exhaustion, confusion. All of these things are something to watch for as you look outside and enjoy yourself. Make sure that you are doing it very, very safely. Since you're on our live stream, let's go ahead and take another look at traffic really quickly. I want to show you some roadways and some road conditions, because I think that is really the most important thing as people have to start planning for the rest of the week. I know a lot of schools are closed for tomorrow and maybe even Wednesday, but this is what's very interesting. Now, I used to work in Detroit for about a year, and I had about 2 winters there. But whenever you're not seeing these lanes be cleared, that is the dangerous thing when you're talking about driving in snow. It's not like driving in ice, but you could still fishtail a little bit if you don't have good traction. If you haven't replaced your tires recently, I do not suggest that you get on those roadways, because this one lane, this is going towards the flyover. This one lane is probably the best lane for people to drive in, but if you have to go on the other side, that does not really help you out. And I don't think that this is a crash, because you can see all of the snow that's on the hood of that car. I think that car's trying to jump it off to kind of get it out of the snow there. But it's very, very dangerous on the roadway still, even though we're not looking at any icy conditions. This is a look at Goodman Road and Getwell Road. Still the same thing. These cars are doing it right by driving in that lane that's kind of clear, following the tire tracks there. That's what you really want to do, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where it is definitely hard to drive. This is a better look. This is I-55 at I-40 near Missouri Street. This street looks probably the best out of the 3 that we just looked at, and that's because you can see that there's more trucks on the road there, so they're creating more tire tracks for people to drive in. Driving in the snow is definitely very, very tricky to do, and if you have a car that has 4-wheel drive or better traction, then that will be good. But if you have a low-sitting car, you don't have good tires, this is not the time to try it out. Here's a look at I-40 and Watkins Street. This is a good example of what I'm telling you about. Some of these interstates only have 1 to 2 lanes that are plowed right now or that have tire tracks if you have to go out. We know people have to work, we have to work. So if you have to go out, make sure that you are staying in those tire tracks there so that you can stay as safe as possible here in the Mid-South. Now, as far as the weather is concerned, the good news is the snow is starting to wrap up. I know if you're living in North Mississippi, you're still seeing those big, puffy, fluffy snowflakes falling out of the sky right now. But over the next few hours, we're going to start to see things kind of slowing down. And that's going to be good because we don't want to see any, accumulations getting out of hand, especially as those temperatures continue to drop. So tonight, when you see these roadways, we're going to start to see some stuff really freezing and hardening up. So it's very important that if you have to go out, make sure it is for an emergency or that you just have to leave the house. Take your time out there on those roadways. We're going to continue to bring you updates here on ABC 24. If you're on our app or if you are on our live stream on social media, or maybe if you're watching on Roku or Fire TV, we'll join you again a little bit later on. Make sure that you stay here on ABC 24. We'll bring you another update live on air at the top of the hour, so that would be at 3 o'clock. But for now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Danielle Moss.